In this video, we will talk about the complicated deal of Ranga Chivaviro and him moving to Kaizer Chiefs. We will also talk about the promotion of Vicky Mkawana to Kaizer Chiefs and why it's a bad idea. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Ranga Chivaviro, a striker who's currently playing for Marumo Gallants. For those of you who don't know, what are his stats? Because that's what we look at when we talk about strikers, right? So this season he played 30 games in all competitions and he scored 17 goals. And that makes people say, yes, sign him, sign him. The thing though is, if we sign Ranga Chivaviro to Chiefs and he's 30 this year, yet we're saying for Charlie and other players, I know go to Charlie, there are other factors as well affecting that, but for many players when they are over 30, we say they are old, right? And I know some people will say, hey, age is just a number. Why are you guys talking so much about age when it comes to South African footballers? But the thing is, have you seen our footballers? Our footballers and yet they are professional players, and that just reflects Uguti, our footballers, not all of them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying all South African footballers are like this. No, I'm saying, but our footballers, most of them are not in a condition Uguti they can play up to 33, 34, 35, because even the ones who are playing at the highest level in Europe, you can see ukuthi abadlali ba fit, abethu abadlali ngama weekend bayaphuzela banandaba. While go Europe, they have strict diets. This is what you eat, this is what you don't eat during the season. I bet it's open season. So that is why, to me, it's always a problem when it comes to umdlali being over 30. And if I can just make a practical example with Kaizer Chiefs, Cole Alexander, look at him. He's getting injured all the time, can't cope with the game. Look at Tunangi, look at Matoho, Kune, can count, Kama. Abadlali Chiefs over 30, usually they just don't perform. Because the reason is, most of them, they are carrying injuries from earlier on in their careers, and now it's the back end of their career, and now those injuries are coming back to bite them, and they affect their availability in games, and because of that, it becomes a problem. But if Chiefs are willing to make him, Ranga Chivaviro, an exception, it would be because they are trying to balance, because there are a lot of young players, so then they want to have a few older players. But it's not as simple as that, right? Because it never is. Why? I'll tell you in a second. But for now, please do make sure to like the video and subscribe so that YouTube can spread this video to more people like you. Now, why is this very tricky? Because for one, we were told earlier on Uguti he's he had signed a pre-contract with the Richards Bay FC. Turns out that was not true. Why were the links Oguti had signed a pre-contract to the Richards Bay FC? Well, that's because this Uchun is his last month playing for Marumo Gallants, which means he's a free agent, which again is making sense with the Chiefs why they want him, because also he's a free agent and he's also PSL proven. But there's also another twist in this. The twist being Uguti, they say he turned down 3 million from a team in Libya. Now, to me, I'm asking myself, Uguti, was the deal that he was going to sign worth 3 million like over a period of time? Because if they were saying if Marumo Gallants reject 3 million, that's not possible, because how can they sell a player whose contract is running out in June, right? Doesn't make sense. So it makes me think, Uguti, also sekuthufunwa young. And now agent has come out and said, no, he's not. It does not have a pre-contract with Richards Bay, and he won't be playing in SA because they are looking at offers from multiple clubs abroad. This thing, it's starting to me to seem like we are just being sold in Gulube is again at this point. Well, we've seen what he can score, but now it seems like they are trying to sell to the highest bidder. Because now, if there is a team in Libya who wants him, they're going to say, oh, there is a team in SA that wants him. If there is a team in Tanzania, young Africans, they want him, they're going to say, oh, there's a team in Libya who wants him. And now, all these teams are going to say, oh, now we're going to pay you more than the other team and give you all these other benefits. So ultimately, to me, now it seems like the agent is just doing his job, because sometimes we blame agents for trying to get the best deal for their players. They are doing their job. Like if it was your job to get the best for your player, then that's exactly what you do. So asingazenzi ngathi singcono kunama agent isiloku sithi ama agent igebeng. No, they're doing their job. They have to make money, they have families to feed, so they should make sure that they get the best possible deal out of this thing. And we should also stop as Kaizer Chiefs fans to have this mentality yokuthi everyone is just against us. They are trying to sell abadlali to Chiefs ngemali enkulu all the time. We are making excuses for the club, and that is why they keep on doing what they are doing to us. Instead of paying money for players, they just keep on just doing this thing yokuthi they hide under emva kwesithupha and say teams were victims, and they never do anything. It's like an abusive husband. Umuntu akushaya uthi kuzophika uthi abantu baphike bathi hayi no yimi njengemsukelile ayikho into okusukele yona. Same thing nala lokhu defend the Chiefs City hayi lama yamathima abhedayo so zisisho nini ukuthi hey team engafuna ukukhokha. So ke what I'm trying to say with all of this ukuthi agent is doing his job, and the Chiefs could probably fall for that trap and end up paying him ridiculous amount of money. They are desperate, and they will know good at this point. Instead of paying 10 million for Fiston Maele, they will just pay that money over a long period of time. Kumasalara alomdlali who's already PSL proven. So in a way, that's an advantage, Jack. However, the agent by saying he's not going to be playing in SA, he's kind of making a statement. So Guti, if you really want him, you have to really work hard. Which I don't know where he takes that confidence from. I've stated before, Guti, it's probably because he knows Guti teams will be desperate to sign him. I put however there because I was actually trying to transition to the next topic, so I ended up just mumbling. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic, which is Vicky Mkawana. Vicky Mkawana, if you didn't know, is an under-17 player, development player at Kaizer Chiefs, and it just shown as HONE for under-17 with South Africa as well in the previous tournament, and he scored 3 goals in 4 games, group stages, and people were excited to see that. And now they're saying they want to promote him to Chiefs. Those are talks, those are reports, and to me it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous not because he's a bad player. It's ridiculous because Sabelo Atebe is not playing. Is Abalandeli have turned against him, some of them, because he had like 5 games that were not so great, and now all of a sudden people had turned against him. So to me it's like, if we're going to turn against our players, Abangan especially, after having a few bad games, then why would you bring a youngster, a young player, to that pressure situation? Because Abalandeli Chiefs will just eat him alive, the environment will just eat him alive, and then it disappears. Obviously, it's not true for all the players, but the thing that I'm saying is that why take a risk of putting a young player in that position if you can just wait until Chiefs plays well, probably the other season, or even if they take off in this coming season, and then just wait. And then if the team performs well, then you can bring on the player, like phase him in, ease him in. Don't just say, what we did to him, Samge deep end, sink or swim. And then they ended up kind of sinking and swimming a bit. I don't want more players to be in that situation because that destroys our players. What do you think about Ranga Chivaviro to Chiefs? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.